Let's go through it the way that we should always go through. And the first thing that we want to do is count our losers. How many losers do we have? Tell me in the chat, how many losers do we have? Because we're going to break down our process. Good. We have 4 losers. 4 losers. And it is really important that when we're counting losers, we're counting first, we usually count from the longhand. And when we're counting losers, it's really important that we don't look at the dummy for shortness. Now you can look at the dummy for high cards, right? So the reason that we don't have any spade losers, even though we're missing the ace of spades, is that the ace of spades is over here. So we count our high cards from both hands. We have the ace and king of hearts, so we only have 1 heart loser. We have the ace of diamonds, so we only have 1 diamond loser. But we do have 2 club losers. It's really important that we get in that habit. And now when we see that, we say, all right, well, what are we going to do about it? Well, we could hope that hearts are 3-3, or as most of you said, we can try to ruff a club. Once we identify that we want to ruff a club, we now ask ourselves, all right, ruffing is part of our plan. Can we afford to draw any trump? And that's why drawing trump is really the 3rd part of our plan. And the answer is not really. We want to be very careful about drawing trump here. If we were to draw 2 rounds of trump, as some people suggested, because we only need 1 ruff, well, the danger is that someone could get in when we play a club and draw that 3rd round of trump. So instead of drawing 3 rounds of trump, we're actually just going to win this and work on clubs. And we're going to duck a club. Just maintain communication. It makes it a little bit easier. I don't want to get too lost in the technicalities of why we're ducking a club instead of winning the ace of clubs and playing a club, but there's some entry things that happen here, and playing a low club here is safe. It's just very unlikely that the clubs are splitting so badly that you are going to be in trouble from playing 1 low round. Now they play another heart, and we're going to hope that they didn't have 5 of them. If they had 5 of them, well, they're going to ruff us. Okay. These things happen sometimes, and we've gone down before, but you're just hoping something terrible doesn't happen. Okay, East followed suit. Whew, that was nice. If they hadn't followed suit, we were going to be in trouble. All right, now what? Now we go and finish our plan. If you were to play a couple of rounds of spades, you run a little bit of a risk on a bad club split. So let's just play the club in a club. Let's just play the jack of clubs. And our plan was to ruff a club. Let's do that. Success, right? If we were envisioning our losers and we had written down that we had 1 loser here and 1 here and 2 here, we have now gone down from 2 losers there to 1 loser there. Now, might we still be going down? Yeah, I mean, spades could be very unlucky for us, but we're not going to worry about that. So let's see, we're going to, now that we've succeeded, we've executed our plan, this is when we can draw trump, and we're just looking to see how they split. We count in terms of splits, so we're missing 5 of them. Are they 5 and 0, 4 and 1, 3 and 2? Were they 5 and 0, 4 and 1, 3 and 2? Hey, they were 3 and 2. We don't care who has the last one. If you wanted to, at this point at the table, you could even almost claim. The reason that we're not going to claim is that there's a chance we could get an over trick. How could we get an extra trick here? How could we get an extra trick here? Yeah, if the heart is, the hearts are 3 and 3. So we could play another spade, and I think technically we could probably play even a 4th spade just to put West under a little bit of pressure, but let's just see if the hearts were 3-3. There's no real squeeze here that's going to happen. You're just hoping West messes up. So here, okay, they weren't 3 and 3. So now you could just claim that you're taking 10 tricks. You're going to, oh, it says 11 tricks, but it's really 10 tricks. You're going to take 10 tricks because we're going to lose 1 heart, 1 diamond, and 1 club. All right, so that's our basic deal. And that's an important one for us because the biggest mistake players tend to make is that they look at shortness and they don't realize that they have losers. And that's how we get what I sometimes call the magically appearing loser, which is you count your losers, you make your plan, you draw some number of trumps, and then suddenly at the end, you have more losers than you thought. Has that happened to any of you? Has anyone suffered from the magically appearing loser? Yeah, I have definitely had that happen, and it can happen in a lot of different ways, and we're going to see a few more. But one of the biggest culprits for the magically appearing loser is counting shortness in both hands. In other words, not thinking of counting your losers from one hand or the other, but from looking at both hands and saying, oh, well, I've got a singleton and dummy, so I don't have losers. Instead of thinking, I have a singleton and dummy, so how many times do I need to rough out my losers before I can now draw a trump?